If there was any place that I really lived in my time in DCF, Plummer really was home. When I came here, I was halfway through freshman year. I interviewed here on my birthday in April 2018. At the end of the interview, she's like, oh, like, what are you wishing for your birthday? And I was like, well, hopefully just to get into this place.
Plummer Youth Promise is a place where we believe that every young person, regardless of their age or circumstance, needs and deserves a family that they can count on. And by family, I don't mean foster care system. I mean a permanent family, a family that is unconditionally committed to them.
Social services is always telling you what you want or telling you what's going to happen. And Plummer very much flipped the script. They're more like, hey, Jonathan, what do you want? Who do you want as your support system? What are your goals? Throughout my whole life, I was in and out of foster care from around the age of 6 years old. I was adopted for a short while, but unfortunately the adoption did not work out. So I ended up back in a group home. One of my DCF workers had a contact at Plummer, and then I got in and I started living in the group home.
When I first got there, it was it was awesome, but once you're there for a few days, you start to notice all the flaws,
So this project involves two different buildings. The first was the construction of a new residential building, and we had to do that before we could do anything with the historic building.
I've never seen any other group home like this, and I've been into some other ones that were fairly new, but just the amount of privacy and the amenities that the kids have, it's amazing.
And I think it's really important for kids to have their own space so they're able to personalize their space. And I think that's really important. It's a sense of your identity.
Now, we also knew that it was going to be important in the long run to have administrative staff separate from program staff.
Currently, because we're renovating the historic building, we have admin in some of the spaces that will soon be resident space. So once we finish the renovation, those spaces will be given back to the residents so we can finally have our exercise room, our smart room, our sensory room.
I think this project communicates to kids and to families, no matter what your background is, you are welcome here, and you're respected here, and you're worthy. And we're going to do everything we can to support your relationships.
I remember when I was living at Plummer was having a family event, and I remember coming home and everyone's family was there, and I was like, whatever, I'll just go to my room. And my history teacher, who was my lacrosse coach, actually showed up with the lieutenant colonel who I was in ROTC at Salem High. So they really went above and beyond, having people in my life there to support me. And then when I graduated college at Salem State, the lieutenant colonel, my history teacher, and my foster mother, who was part of Plummer, Millie, and then Kathy Cubby showed up, and Nicole, all showed up to my college graduation. So it was just such a beautiful way to end that chapter in my life and open a new one.
Permanency work is complicated. So all of it is about making families feel welcome here. In the new building, we have 3 family visiting units.
They're going to have more opportunity to engage in normal parenting activities with their families. Those things are really important to strengthening a relationship.
We have many families that, for one reason or another, visits can't happen in their home, or they do not have a home. We're finally going to be able to give them that normalcy within the family apartment so that they can continue to foster those connections.
I can't wait to see what it looks like once they're done. I feel like if they just tore it down, a lot of kids would come back and be like, man, I miss the days when the building was here. We had so many good memories, and to have the building still here is almost like a beacon, you could say, of, all the past and future kids that will be here and have been helped by Plummer.
Because of Plummer, I ended up setting myself up for success with some help from them, significant help. And here I am working in Florida in law enforcement as a sheriff's deputy.
I'm just one of many success stories here. And not even a success story, just a story. I wish every child in DCF could experience Plummer, and I hope at some point that it will be like that. Just keep doing what you're doing, Plummer, and I'll be right behind you to support you.
Your support will help us change the story. Change the story of what it means to be a young person in group foster care by providing a building that offers dignity and privacy on their journey back to family. At the same time, we'll be preserving the majesty of this historic building that's been serving kids for the last 155 years. Please join us.